Hi, it's Today and welcome back to another Mom Chat Mondays. As I mentioned 2 Mom Chat Monday videos ago, I was moving this segment to the first and third Mondays of the month. Today is neither the first nor the third Monday of the month, but I didn't realize that August had 5 Mondays in it, so I didn't want to leave you guys hanging for 2 weeks straight. So I'm gonna give you a bonus episode today. Today's topic is very near and dear to my heart. It is breastfeeding/nursing. I know I've done this topic previously on Mom Chat Monday. That was more focused on tips and tricks to get you going. Today is more of an actual chat, and I think it's very timely being how August is National Breastfeeding Month, and specifically the last week of August is National Black Breastfeeding Week. And because it is National Black Breastfeeding Week and World Breastfeeding Month, there's been an influx of influencers posting about their breastfeeding journeys and just tips and tricks on their own. And over the weekend, I stumbled upon a post empowering other women to breastfeed/nurse their child in public, and she didn't have a cover on. And I was so disheartened to see in the comments that people were so rude. What shocked me is other women specifically were so rude to her on her post, telling her she should cover up, telling her she needs to go to the bathroom, telling her that she's doing this for attention, that her child is too big to be nursing, and like saying weird, like equating it to something sexual, which is gross on its own, but it was just, I was just shocked to see it from other women. So I wanted to come here and talk to you guys about it and get your feelings of how you feel about breastfeeding in public, and more specifically to cover or to not cover. Now, to touch a little bit upon my own journey, when I first started nursing my son, I wasn't uncomfortable, but it was a new experience. So I didn't know exactly what to do. And I would try to avoid going outside like during his meal times because I didn't want to feel uncomfortable nursing in public, unless we were going to on like a hike or someplace secluded where I knew not many people would be. And if we were going someplace where other people would be, I would bring a little mini blanket to cover myself. But as he got older, he would start to pull on the blanket because he didn't want to be under the covers. Either it was hot or he just wanted to see my face. It is a very emotional connection time for you and your child when you're nursing. So I totally understand him wanting to see me. So I wanted to make that nursing experience as comfortable for him as possible. That in turn made me feel more comfortable about nursing wherever he needed to nurse, whether it was the airport, restaurants, anywhere. In the beginning, the effort was made, but at the end of the day, it's whatever worked best for my son. And as he got older and he didn't want to be covered anymore, I didn't cover him. I know to cover or to not cover is very much a personal choice, and if you choose to cover, that's perfectly up to you. My issue is really when it comes to those who chastise women who don't cover. 1, you don't know if an effort was made to cover, and 2, why does it bother you so much that a child is eating their food? It's us in society who have sexualized breasts, but the purpose of breasts is to nourish your child. So when you see someone doing that, why does that offend you so much? A lot of the comments in the original poster's video was how it was offensive and you should not try to attract male gaze, and it's offensive to other women's husbands. Like, what? Tell your husband not to look. Well, how is that my problem that my child is hungry and your husband is looking at me? Also in the video, what I noticed is that you could barely even see her breast. The portion of her breast that was visible is the same portion that you would see on a low-cut V-neck shirt, at the beach, actually anywhere this day and age. Like, people are naked half the time, but nobody cares about that. But when you see a woman breastfeeding her child, then it's an issue. The fact that it's from other women is what makes me even more upset, because we all know men be crazy. But for us as women to know the pressures that we go through on a day-to-day basis as women, as mothers, but then to turn around and inflict more pain on other women knowing the struggle that we already go through is crazy to me. People need to realize that when they see a woman out breastfeeding, they're not doing it for attention, to attract your husband. They're doing it to feed their fucking kid, okay? I also totally get the modesty argument and wanting to be modest in public, whatever, if that's your thing, I totally get that. But I also feel like the modesty argument is almost like a fallback to people who are uncomfortable with breastfeeding in general. For example, whether she was covered or not, the argument was, why can't you do that in the privacy of your own home? Or why can't you go to the bathroom? That one angered me the most, and what was shocking to me is I clicked on the person's profile who said that, and she was the mother herself. Imagine your child, your toddler, your school-age child coming home to tell you that they ate lunch in the bathroom, in a bathroom stall where people shit and piss and all that nasty stuff. Imagine they came home to tell you they were bullied by people at school, so they went to the bathroom to eat. That would break your heart, would it not? So why would you then tell another breastfeeding mother to take her child and feed them in a dirty stall next to someone who's doing God knows what? That is disgusting. And yes, I had time this weekend, so I was going in. My husband always knows when I'm in an internet fight because I'll be like clanging in the middle of the night and he'll be like, why aren't you sleeping? And I'm like, I have things to say to these people. And I would never not come to the defense of other women who are just trying their best to navigate motherhood. And then there were other comments saying, oh, you need to plan out your day better and only go out when your child has already been fed. What? Me personally, I feed on demand. So whether or not I fed my son 4 times before going out, he would be hungry when we went out. My husband in the beginning was one of those who was uncomfortable with me breastfeeding in public. He didn't want me to be so exposed, whether I was covered or not. He just thought people were staring at me, whatever. It took him a while to get comfortable with the idea. And the comfortability came one day when we were outside and I had prepared a bottle for my son, knowing that me breastfeeding would make my husband uncomfortable. I was young, naive. So I prepared a bottle for my son, knowing that my son doesn't take bottles. We tried 7 different bottles, many different nipples. He did not want anything but the real deal. He also didn't take a pacifier for the exact same reason. But anyway, I packed the bag with a bottle and I tried anyway. We go out, he starts crying bloody murder. I'm trying to feed him, my husband's trying to feed him. He wants no parts and he is screeching. And at this point, my husband's like visibly embarrassed and he's just like, just feed him, just breastfeed him. And I'm like, so we went through this whole entire exercise, wasted bottles, wasted pumped milk, just for you to tell me what I already knew, which is I'm gonna breastfeed him when he's hungry because it's how he gets nourishment. So by strangers coming up to women telling them what they should and shouldn't do with their child, it's just mind-boggling to me that they could see a moment of a mother trying to feed their child and think of it as anything but that. Think of it in a sexual way. First of all, you people are sick if you think of it as a sexual way. One of the comments was saying, oh, how old are these kids? They're too old to be breastfeeding. It must be something else for you now. What? I think the kids were like maybe 15, 16 months. People need to educate themselves on the benefits of nursing. The American Academy of Pediatrics issued a policy statement Monday that extends the period of time for which breastfeeding is recommended to 2 years or more. I'll put links to the AAP down below so you can read up on the subject yourself, but there are so many benefits. Breastfeeding benefits extend not only to the child, but to the mother themselves. So no, a 15, 16, 17, 18-month-old child who you see nursing is not too old. Even if he or she was 2 or 3, why does it concern you what another woman is doing with her body? That is a fundamental issue that we're having as a society, that we feel that it's okay that we can tell women what to do with their bodies. And that is not okay, especially when it comes to the benefit of a child. Just because your eyes are offended, you think that trumps that mother giving nutrients to her child. It's absurd. I'm just dumbfounded because if it offends you so much what another woman is doing with her body to feed her child, you don't have to look. You can look away. God gave you eyes with lids that can close, just how they're open. She's not doing anything shameful that needs to be hidden, that needs to be taken to a dirty bathroom stall. It is legal and it is a protected right in most states. I need to double check on that, but it should be if it's not. But if it bothers you that much, you need to fundamentally figure out why. Why something natural causes you to have such a reaction. Then you need to go off on this lady or other women that you see in public breastfeeding. It's ridiculous. And I will never miss an opportunity to come to the defense of other women when I see nonsense in their comments or in public, because I remember being that new mom. I don't know, I'm getting emotional. But there's so much uncertainty and you become so unsure of yourself if you're doing things right. And to not have the support to do something that's so natural, that's so beneficial to your child, to yourself, It's just, oh, it just makes me mad. Whew. But anyway, on that note, sound off in the comments and let me know how you feel about breastfeeding in public, if you chose to cover or you chose not to cover, because either way, it is a choice and it is your choice. Don't let anyone take away that choice from you. Let me know your opinions down below. Thank you so much for watching this Mom Chat Monday rant, and I'll see you on another video. Bye.